What is going on, Grinders? It's Chief. We are in the building. It is Take Your Pick'em. It is Wednesday, August 9th, 2023. And I am once again elated to come on and talk to you guys about a few plays on the board that I think will allow us to have some success today. I don't always put this disclaimer out there, but of course, all the plays that I try to provide, obviously you can play those in 3 picks, 2 picks, whatever, but try to mix and match with your plays as well. And that increases that upside. So we discuss some plays in here. But then in the prop shop, I'm always going to add a play or two to try to make it a 5 pick or a 6 pick, and then on Underdog, we'll run some 3 picks for that nice 6x return that is so beautiful for this industry. No one else is doing it in that particular fashion. So once again, thank you for joining me. And you know what time it is. We're going to kick it off with winning words of wisdom. And this one is coming from Tony Dorsett. The great Tony Dorsett played football in the NFL. And here's what he says. He says, to succeed, you need to find something to hold on to, something to motivate you, something to inspire you. And I think that's so true. Every day when my feet hit the floor, I thank God, first of all, that I'm alive. Secondly, man, wash my face, brush my teeth, do all the preliminaries. And I walk into my office and I say, okay, I've got a beautiful future wife. I've got children, and this is all for them, right? I'm not caught up in the money. I'm caught up in my time, and I'm caught up in what making money allows me to do with my family. And so if I want to drop what I'm doing and take a trip to the Bahamas, I want to be able to do that. If I want to drop what I'm doing and take a trip out to San Diego and get a nice condo. Good morning, Tyler. I want to be able to do that. I want security. I want to be able to bless my kids when they begin to start their life, when they graduate college, if they decide to go to college or start a business or, something like that. I want to be able to give them a hand up, right? I want them to start their life further along than when I started mine when I got out of college. And so that's my motivation, right? That's what gets me up and gets me rolling every morning, is the fact that I want to provide them with an opportunity to start out their life in the most successful fashion. And so find what's your trigger, what's going to make you be successful, what's something that gets you going in the morning. Get up, do it for them, do it for that, do it for the whatever that is. Stay locked into that, folks, and you'll continue to be successful. Don't forget, you got to have a good attitude. You got to treat people the right way, right? Nobody likes a jerk. Jerks will isolate themselves in this world. Don't be a jerk. Be a good person. Support your fellow mankind. All right, here we go. Let's go over our recap. And yesterday, man, I did not have a profitable day yesterday, despite having correct picks. I just didn't have the pairs right yesterday. I don't know what happened. But if you follow the picks, you probably were pretty successful. So we had Sears. We wanted him less than 26.5 fantasy points. We got the W there. We wanted Grayson Rodriguez less than 30.5 fantasy points. We got the W there. Wanted Wade Miley over more than 4.5 strikeouts. Didn't get that one. And then if you follow my dear friend, the commish, who's continuing to stay hot, he had Stephen Kwan and Ramirez. He wanted less than 5 strikeouts. Both of those were winners. Now, I'm not going to include that in the official tally because I try not to skew that. But if you follow the commission, put some of these plays together, you should be pretty successful. On the month, in terms of the plays that I provided to you personally, we are 18-5-1. We're 9 days in. We've only missed 5 plays. I think we're rolling along pretty good. Let's see if we can turn that into some significant success today. All right, we're going to hop right in here. I've got some things that I'm interested in, and we're going to talk about those right now. So first up on the docket, we are going out to Pittsburgh. We've got Max Fried. He's sitting at 5 strikeouts. I want more than that projection facing the Pittsburgh Pirates. Max Fried has been really good when healthy. When healthy, I'm making that caveat. But at 5 strikeouts, I think this is a good line for us. I think Fried can pick up 6 strikeouts against the Pittsburgh Pirates. He's been, like I said, really good as long as he's been healthy. And has been able to pick up strikeouts against almost anyone in that game. That's one of the later games, so you're going to get that one in the 7 o'clock area. We do have some early games today. On the season, we've seen Max Fried at a 26% K rate, 24% to lefties, 27% to righties. And then over the past 30 days, he's just come back, right? He's just come back 40% overall, no strikeouts to lefties, 44% to righties. Once again, I do believe that will normalize. He's only been back, I think, 2 games, so we're not going to worry about that. But his overall season numbers, they've been pretty steady as long as he's been healthy. And so I think, facing the Pittsburgh Pirates lineup, they are going to have a fair amount of righties. Not going to see as many lefties and righties. He's actually been really good against them. Our projections have him for about 5.6 strikeouts. I didn't check the bat on that one this morning, but with Fried, I definitely think this is an opportunity for us. Fried, typically a guy that isn't going to walk a lot of guys, so if we've got him at 2 strikes, then we're hoping that we can get the strikeouts there. Jared says Shohei is at 7. Yeah, Shohei was not on the board when I was doing my initial thoughts today, but clearly, if you want to take a stab at Shohei, please, I'm not going to discourage you from that. But Max Fried, we got him at 5 strikeouts, more than that projection. You've got Connor Joe at a 20% K rate, Brian Reynolds 21, McCutchen at 17, Henry Davis at 21, Brian Hayes at 18. But remember, the strikeout rate to righties has really been elevated, and that's just not recently. That's been over the season, about 3% higher to righties than lefties anyway. And then we get down to the bottom, Sawinski 45, Andy Rodriguez 33, and then we've got Peguero at 42%, and then Alika Williams here at 0%, but that's only in 4 plate appearances. Same thing for Peguero and Andy Rodriguez. They don't have a lot of plate appearances, 12 and 14 respectively, but I still think this is a good spot once again for Max Fried. All right, so we're going to move right along. We're going to our next one here. We're going to go out to Milwaukee. This is one of the early games. This one's starting at 2:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that's going to be Mr. Adrian Hauser. Okay, it's Adrian Hauser. Hauser has a couple of that I like, but here's the one I'm going to stick on. We've got him at 26.5 fantasy points across the industry, or at least the last I checked. It may have bumped on Underdog just a tad, but at least on PrizePicks, I think it's at 26.5 fantasy points. I want more than that projection. I've also, and I'm going to give you a twofer on this one. We've also got him at 17 pitching outs. I want more than that projection as well. I think Adrian Hauser is going to complete 6 innings today. I think the strikeouts will be there. Does he get 5 or 6? I don't know, but I do like the fantasy points prop. I believe he's going to be able to limit the runs. I think the strikeouts will be there. I think he completes 6 innings. You put that together. Good morning, Boom Shakalaka. Thanks for joining us this morning. You put that together. We've got the secret sauce. He could still give up 2 runs and still hit this particular number. So Adrian Hauser on the season, K rate leaves a lot to be desired, okay? At 17%, 19% to lefties, 15% to righties. Over the past 30 days, 23%, 28% to lefties, 18% to righties. And today, he gets a very high strikeout team in the Colorado Rockies. Didn't work out for us yesterday, obviously, with Wade Miley. I'm not sweating it. We've heard these K rates before. I think long-term, if you continue to stick with the teams that brought you here, the Minnesota Twins are going to strike out, the Colorado Rockies are going to strike out, the Detroit Tigers are going to strike out. You stick with those 3 teams a lot during the season, you're going to come out really far ahead. We've got Tovar at 25%, McMahon at 29, Nolan Jones 33, Montero at 36, Taglia at 26, Doyle at 32, Castro at 21, Wins at 26. I think we see some big-time potential from Hauser today. But once again, I really like the fantasy points. I really like the pitching outs. Both will be included in the official tally for the month. So at 26.5 fantasy points, I want more than that projection. At 17.5 pitching outs. Sorry if I said 16. At 17.5 pitching outs, we want more than that projection as well. I think this is a spot where a lot of times when teams don't strike out a lot and they don't score a lot of runs, I like to use them. So we do have him where our projections in terms of RotoGrinders here, we have him projected for about 15.87 pitching outs. I'm going to go against that projection today. I think this team, they have limited ability right now. This is not a great lineup. And so I think as long as Hauser comes in, does what he's supposed to do, picks up the strikeouts, gets some ground balls, right? Gets a little bit of ground ball activity going on a few pitches, gets some quick innings, I think he will be able to get it done. We saw him go 6 innings against Pittsburgh recently. We also saw him go 6 innings against the Atlanta Braves, but that was an upside game and an outlier. Had about 10 strikeouts in that game. I'm not expecting that type of performance today. Realistically, what I'm expecting today is 6 innings, 5 to 6 strikeouts, gives up 2 runs, doesn't have to get the win. I think he should get the win here today, especially, but I'm not worried about that. That's kind of how I'm viewing Adrian Hauser. And so when you've got him at 26.5 fantasy points, what you're going to realize is we have a little bit of wiggle room. So that's what's going on there. We have some wiggle room. So if you think about it, if he goes 6 innings, that's 18 fantasy points. If he gets, let's just say 5 strikeouts, let's say we get the push, that's 15, right? Let's say he gets the quality start, that's going to be +4. Then you take away 2 runs at 6, that gives you 31 fantasy points, doesn't even need the win. And on Underdog, that's going to be 32 fantasy points because they give you 5 fantasy points for the quality start. So I just kind of want to talk you through my thought process there. 6 innings, 5 strikeouts, gives up 2 runs. I think we're looking at a winner there in the fantasy points arena. So I really like that one today. All right, we're going to move on to our last one of the day. Okay, this is our last one of the day. And this one, I was kind of stuck between a couple of these. So I'm going to side with how I think he's going to pitch today, okay? And that's Johnny Cueto. We've got Johnny Cueto at 16.5 pitching outs across the industry. I want more than that projection. Now, when we look at Cueto, we will see that Jared, I'll come back to that question in a second, okay? We will see that there are some strikeouts in this lineup. There is some power as well. But we see Cueto here. I just think the way he's been pitching has been a long-time pitcher in this league. I think he just knows how to get quick innings, right? Knows how to get quick innings, knows how to get quick outs. He is giving up hard contact this season, and he's not giving up a lot of ground balls, but I'm not sweating it. The WOBA and so it's really a weird situation because the weighted on-base average, right, for the season is 294, 247 over the past 30 days, and I think he's got some strikeouts here. At 16.5 pitching outs, this is a guy that does have a leash. He's going to be between 90 and 100 pitches. I also like 6 hits. I like less than 6 hits, but I'm going to stick with 16.5 pitching outs. All he has to do is limit the damage early, and I think he's going to cruise to 6 innings here like he's been doing most of the season. I'm not saying he's done it all season, but I think most of the season he's done that. As we can see here over the past couple starts especially, he's seen Colorado, Detroit, and Philly. And I think Cincinnati is a comparable offense to Philly in terms of a lot of upside, but also a lot of downside, a lot of strikeouts. I'm not going to put the Cincinnati Reds in the same stratosphere as Detroit or Colorado. I think those teams are much worse. I do think Philly is comparable. And so as a result, I do like him here. And the strikeouts have come up over the past 30 days as well. 23% overall, 26% to lefties, 18% to righties. So I do really like that as well. And so I think, as a result, when we're looking at the overall landscape of the slate at 16.5 pitching outs, I do feel like there's a little bit of value there. If he was at 17.5, I actually may have stayed away. But I think this is a guy that can go out, get the quality. I don't want to say quality start, but get the 6 innings for us. The reason why I'm saying no quality start, he could give up four runs, and that wouldn't be a quality start. But I do think he can come out and pick up 6 innings. So we had a question here from Jared, and Jared said, "Hey, Chief, are you not concerned about the free pitch count?" I'm actually not, Jared. So when we look at the pitch count here, as we can see, we've got him projected for 94. Now, this is the bat, okay? This is the bat. The bat has free projected for about 94 pitches today, and obviously he's going to be on a ramp-up, or he's been on a ramp-up. I think that's reasonable. Anywhere around 90 pitches. I think Free could actually get this in 85 pitches. So, no, to answer your question, Jared, I'm not really worried about it. I definitely think Free has a shot today to really dial up the strikeouts against this offense. All right, folks, we're going to go over our recap. I am so elated and so grateful that a lot of you joined us this morning. I'm asking you to please continue to join. Hit the thumbs up, hit the like button, like and subscribe. I will be here every weekday from 10:30 all the way to roughly 10:45 to 10:50. Also, I do have some friends that are going to be joining me hopefully throughout the season as football kicks off. So what we're going to do, I'm just giving you this now, and I'll start giving some plugs. I'm going to confirm with these people that they're going to be here, but I think we've kind of got something solidified here. So we're going to have a college football show once a week. That's either going to be on Tuesday or Wednesday, and I believe we're going to have an NFL show like we did last season with my good friend Britt Devine. So we'll have college football, NFL, and we'll also have baseball for a good little stretch here as we continue to close out the season. So, folks, you don't want to miss this, especially college football and NFL. Lines will move by the end of the week, and so I'm excited to get that up off the ground yet again this season. All right, folks, we're going to go over our recap, and we're going to get you out of here. So at the top, we've got Max Fried at 5 strikeouts. We want more than that particular projection. We got Adrian Hauser at 26.5 fantasy points. I would probably take Adrian all the way up to about 28, 29.5, in my opinion. I think he's going to end up between 30 and 31, just based on how I'm kind of thinking about how the game is going to flow. So once again, Adrian Hauser at 26.5 fantasy points. We want more than that projection. And then we've got, oh my goodness, Johnny Cueto at 16.5 pitching outs. We want more than that projection. Folks, I'm Chief. This has been Take Your Pick'em. Thank you so much for joining me. Come in with your pockets empty. Leave with your pockets full. Let's get the sweep. And I'll see you back here tomorrow.